Okay, so this is kind of what happened with me. So the picture on the far left was fairly skinny. I wasn't mad that I was skinny, I was just mad that I wasn't eating well. I was eating chips ahoy, I was on the computer all day playing Mugen. And you guys know what that is. Because I couldn't afford a PlayStation or like Super Street Fighters. So I was playing like some, it was cool, and I just was not too happy with what I was doing. I was eating bad, I didn't have energy, I was kind of sticking in the hole, stuff like that. I needed those grades. I wanted to do cardiology, cardiology sooner than later, so I had to focus my game on. So I went with my parents, and I realized I saw the kids, they having fun. There's skinny kids, there's some, not to have any specific name for it, but me. And they were having fun, and they were my same age, and I just didn't want to participate in any way, shape, or form, just because I felt bad for myself. For really thinking about it now, no reason for things I could have done differently maybe. So in the middle picture, that was a year after. I was inconsistent training. I was kind of going by workoutsandbodybuilding.com, eating kind of well what my friends would say, but all your friends are going to be experts. They're going to try to help you, but you gotta take in mind they're not professional. And I'm not gonna tell you today, like, you need to look for a professional, but it's best advice to at least contact them, like a personal trainer at the gym or something like that. So that was, I made some alright gains, so I call newbie gains for like the first year. So I packed on like 10 pounds of muscle, and the left picture was like 100 pounds. So I went from 110, 115. And then the right picture, I'm really starting to see things pick up. This is something that you guys might want to do. So I don't know if you guys have Instagram, you see like the 90-day, 12-week challenges, things like that. Maybe? Yes, yeah. There's a lot of controversy behind them now. Actually, one of the guys was and he wasn't doing natural. But he looks great. The guy's ripped, and you get the plans from him. He looks great, but he wasn't making the plans. So I got my plans kind of like somebody like that, which wasn't bad. It was no diet plan, but it was an exercise plan. Kind of like guidance for something personal.
Think about these 30. They said unrealistic standards. But there's no way. There's something called science. You can't pack that much muscle in that time. And I've been trying to it just doesn't happen. That's another myth. I'm 100% high. I see planets. I'm not good. So much more than that, but it takes up a lot less space. Where 1 pound of fat looks like this, 1 pound of muscle is like this.
Very
Yeah, and it was this year that really changed my mind. I would have been very, very embarrassed to admit that I'm that heavy. But now, after training, I'm like, oh my god, I'm that heavy because I'm strong as hell, and I could probably drop kick you. So I'm pretty proud of that. It's about the gains.
How much the squats are?
I can squat 230.
And that's
And I should be 300. I should be able to squat 300 by like July, August.
Maybe, but that's some heavy,
That's
weight.
That's some heavy ass weight.
Well,
Like I do 18 reps. I do 3 sets of 18 reps.
Yeah.
230, yeah.
Well,
That's why. Like,
You know what?
it's not like 5 reps. It's 18 reps.
That explains a lot.
Why do you mean?
You're killing yourself.
But I honestly don't want you guys to focus on the numbers. It's not really about the numbers. We were working on like a plate, which is basically 45, and then the bar is 45 for a long time, consistently until she got the form perfect. But she didn't have to worry about if she's going to go enough, if she's going into put her foot in a different position. She worked for a year like around the same weights until like we moved up and like set it progressively. A lot of people just want to focus on the weight, and that's when you end up hurting yourself. You get an injury, a shoulder injury. When your shoulder connects to your bicep, your tricep, your back, everything. So if you have a shoulder injury, like you're out of the game for a while. And that's like, you don't want to be a knee. So always be precaution.
Yeah, and what's interesting is when I started, I didn't start going, oh, I'm going to be muscular, I'm going to be so strong. It's just I woke up one day and I was like, why do I have back fat? Where did this come from? It's like you don't recognize your own body. You wake up one morning and you're like, this is not cute. And it didn't stop me from cosplaying. I would still cosplay. You know, that's why I always say, don't let whatever insecurities you have stop you. Because I was still cosplaying, I was still winning awards, I was still getting compliments. Maybe I personally wasn't too happy with what I saw in the mirror, you know, and that's when I paused and I said, you know something, I was battling from fatigue, I was getting really tired, especially cons. These are like 12-hour days, and I'm like costume head to toe. And with the bigger builds, like the armors and stuff, it gets really, really hard on the body. And that's why sometimes, who here has seen someone pass out in their costume at a con? Raise your hand. Seen someone pass out.
Everybody needs to raise their hand.
Who here has almost passed out at a con? Got a little lightheaded? Who here? Oh, God. That's like a... Yeah. No, that's another thing. Because I'm a costumer, that's another thing. The thing I've learned from like the 2 years I've been cosplaying is try to make it as light as possible. I know you want to put all that junk inside. Keep it hollow, people. Keep it hollow. It was just really heavy. You know what's funny? I don't know if you remember who told me this, but they say the real ones are made out of styrofoam. The ones that are used in the movie are made out of styrofoam. Was it you? I was like, who told me that? And then you have cosplayers trying to do legit hacks when the movie's just styrofoam.
I mean, we saw like a group of 3 guys with like heavy armor.
Yeah, because what about like injuries?
Oh,
I just got my first, so I'm really mad about it.
In terms of injury, there's always something you could don't think that if you have an injury, you're already screwed. Like I was saying, like if you get a shoulder injury.
So like I was gonna go face Comic-Con last year and like dislocated my foot like 2 weeks before I was in the cast and everything. Or it was like a month before. I had just gotten my foot out of the cast. And so don't do this, okay? I'm just saying that right now. So I just got my foot out of the cast. I had a brace I was supposed to wear all the time. Why wouldn't I talked to the doctor and listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna be on my feet all day. I'm like, no, don't. I'm like, yeah, it's so money. No, I got to. I ended up getting like medical tape and literally like bandaging my leg up, and I had to like fight to get my boot on because my foot was like 90 degrees. And then what did I do after it? I actually went to the Grand Canyon and I like climbed down 30 feet with like no foot. So it was the stupidest thing I ever did. You should do it. But yeah, honestly, like no cosplay's worth getting yourself over. But that being said, I'm covered. Yeah, I'm legitimately covered in the scars. I got a bullet-shaped scar on my thigh.
You're wearing heels and stuff, and what I do personally is, you know, like, what's the band that like this happened at Mega, talking about what happened at Mega, but literally what I do is I wrap the foot really, because what happens is your foot starts to swell. You ever take off your heels and your foot starts to swell? You try to put it in? Yes, guys? Take off your heels and it starts to swell. So what I do is I compress it really, really tight to like pretty much, you know, cut off the circulation so it goes down. I know this sounds horrible, you shouldn't do it, but I do it anyways. Like corsets, like remarks. I think there's just certain battle scars that come with cosplay that you just have to deal with. You just have to be very careful when you're doing very heavy armor. Because I think the number one thing you have to watch out for is just dehydration, pretty much. Bruises, but it just comes with the territory. Pretty much.
Try not hardcore gym buff. Okay, legitimately, I go to the gym 3 to 5 times a week. My main thing is I do cardio and I do a little bit of weights. So, a little bit of weights. I'm no like 230 woof, you know. I'm like, yeah, 3 pounds. I'm like Richard Simmons, okay, in the gym, like flash dance. So, all my But all joking aside, I'm the kind of person, I actually blew out my knee. I was very athletic, and I did martial arts. Like, I was so good at martial arts. I had a scholarship, like, I was going training the Olympic team in, like, Connecticut. Like, I was pursuing this hardcore, and I blew out my knee, and I got a concussion, like, kind of very quickly, like, within a year of each other. And what happened was, I went, so I literally grew up. I gained a ton of weight, and then when I was trying to lose it, my body had become so aggressive. I was overweight for, I want to say like 6 years. Yeah, 6, 7 years. I was just overweight, I was unhealthy, and I had a lot of medical problems because of it. I was in the hospital 2 times a year, hospitalized, and finally I got out of school and I got a career and I came down here and I decided, well, it's time to be an adult and get myself together. I just didn't feel good, and after a longest year of my life, okay, I know when people say like, oh, there's this, like they were saying the 30-day challenge, that's not how it works, okay? You know, you need to work at it every day. It's a habit. You gotta eat right. You don't, like if you have a test, you don't study for the test the night before. You actually you're supposed to study in advance, just like working out. You're getting in shape. So, going somewhere and don't do those challenges. No, there's fun ones where it's like, here, do like, 5 squats today, and the next week you do 10 squats, and then 20 squats, and then after like 10 weeks you can do 100 squats. It's fine.
But it's like, yeah, it's some challenges, like, they'll tell you, like, you have to do a 12-week plan, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw in a nutrition plan, a personal training plan, ab tips, and a super hardcore rampage, 12 workouts. You know what I mean? Like, it's just marketing. And I've tried them all, and I've wasted probably to like $200 because they're all cheap, right? That's how they get you. They're all cheap. But you don't really see progress until there's something personalized for you, or you do something consistent. Like, if you haven't been to the gym at least 5 times, like, how many of you guys have been at a given week at least 5 times in the gym? Raise your hand. At least 5. Alright, so like, you guys have a right to, like, explore and do your own workouts and kind of develop your own thing. But if you're already barely going twice a week, not that it's bad, but you gotta, it depends on your goals. You gotta reevaluate what you really want. Do you want to learn, or you just want to go to the gym and do like a quick, like, oh, I'm feeling good today, let me go to the gym. You have to keep it on a consistent basis. Yeah, like if you skip a day,
that was the hardest thing when I started 1 year ago, because my main thing was I was eating consistently, and I would make every excuse not to go to the gym, like, oh, my head hurts, I'm tired, I'm hungry. Yeah, and this was pretty much kind of like my transformation from when I started. When I started with the first picture, I have what you call lollipop head, where your head's a bit too big for your body. And that's when I was just not eating. I wanted to be as skinny as possible. So I would just eat like protein bars all day and do a lot of cardio. And it's really taxing, especially on your mental. Because when you try to get thin, there's no benchmark or how thin is enough. And that was my problem. And despite being like a size 0, I was never thin enough. I don't know if you've ever been there where you just never felt.
Well, yeah, it's funny, like, even when I was in high school, so I don't know if the photos in there of my, I have the Baru photo, so it might be something. Yeah, the one on, okay, so, here's my before, after, that is 50 pounds different for me. I wore the same costume because I wanted to show, like, how much I lost and how different it was for me. So, I felt better and energetic, and actually, I was kind of a goal for my year. I wanted to lose this weight, and then I could do this. Cosplay for legendary. I love the name and everything. It was beautiful. Now, I didn't lose the weight for a year. I lost the weight for myself. To be happier, and just not being harmful all the time. But this is right. Was honestly the first time in my life In college, I was like 100, 110, not in college. In high school, I was 100, 110 pounds, and I still was so insecure because of it. And it wasn't until like I had got up to 175 pounds, and like back and forth and flew around, that I finally, I guess you could say, kind of was okay with who I was, and like okay that I was healthy and happy. Like when I was 110, I mean I worked out all the time. I worked out 5-6 days a week doing taekwondo at least 4 hours a day. It was no joke. I was training in the morning. I'd get up and run, and like it was nonstop every day. But this was happy politics thing, and well, yeah. I'm still not like super real thin. I mean, look at me now. Like I'm still got a little fat. I got a little extra love. I'm good, but I'm happy. That's the point. And with cosplay, like I said, throughout the entire weight loss process, for me, when I was bigger and smaller, I always cosplayed because it was validation. I guess you could say it was something that I could share with people and people accept me for. But I hadn't accepted myself yet, and I think when I saw this photo the first time, I just started crying because I felt for the first time in my life, like looking at this and with cosplay, like I can really love myself and all the work that I have to do this.
This is, the first picture was last year, literally 1 year ago, as Melina. And I remember seeing this picture and going, oh my god, that's a really bad angle on my side. Because for the longest time, that had been my best picture. And some people may be like, that's not that bad. But for me, like, if you saw what I was before, it was bad. It was bad for me. You know, people were really complimentary, everyone was really nice. But really, after I saw that picture, I knew I had to make a difference for me because I wasn't happy with what I was seeing. And the truth was, I was really stressed, I was really tired. And actually adapting a healthier lifestyle, like when you see in the second photo, I'm stronger, I'm happier. If anything, I eat more than I used to because I eat about 6-7 times a day. That's like
Which
that
sounds
red line.
crazy. That sounds crazy, and I don't want you guys to think like it's full-on meals. Like we have things to do. I have to.
Yeah, like I literally bring it food.
It's small items.
Yeah, and I'm actually happier because I get to eat. That makes me happy. You know, I'm not like.
Oh, you were like on that remote car.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you wouldn't want to see my
crazy.
friend. Yeah, like when you're on no car, it works temporarily, but you always gain it back.
Yeah, for sure, I would recommend eating around like every 3 to 4 hours, something like a breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack.
After, yeah, but the thing is, my body was so used to eating that I completely, and like, it's literally, I gained really like 70 pounds in like 2 months. And I mean, I was a totally different person. So it was rough. It was rough emotionally, and I don't know. I don't say it's worse for me, I think it's just worse for everybody in general. But like, I know for me, it can be hard because I was always athletic, and it was never a problem, you know. We're gonna go ahead and get to the next slide about irrelevance. Like, I mean, again, with cosplay, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter, you know. That doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Okay. I know there's people who body shame. I mean, I was with a friend once doing costumes, and this guy like stopped me and asked me for a photo, and me and my friend were in the same series. Like, oh no, not the fat one. No. I was like, oh, let me get out the photo, and I like walked away, and my friend like just started laughing. You know, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, fat one. I walked away. And then it was just one of those things. I kind of joke it off, but I don't. I actually had someone do something. I was like, he came up to me and he said, oh my god, I am so glad you fit in your cosplay. And this is right after I spent the past year losing 50 pounds to get this outfit. And I took this man to the side and I had a very long talk. And I said, I don't think you really understand, like, I'm not always look like this. I work really hard to get to this. I really compliment my ability. But what you say hurts because a year ago, you probably wouldn't have complimented me. You probably would have looked at me in disgust. And I was like, it's unfortunate that it's a thing. It is. It shouldn't be a thing. I'll go quick. I actually live in Key West, okay? I don't know if you guys know anything about Key West, but it's a very liberal place, alright? We have like mood bars and things like that, and you see these people, shapes and sizes and forms. I have never seen so much confidence in life. Okay? okay. I mean, so much. You know, but I look at these people and I think to myself, you know, like these people, they don't care. Why should they? They love themselves. They're on themselves.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think they're just like random. They're like you were saying, like weak.
You know, I think us as cosplayers are certain etiquette how we treat each other. But a lot of times, you know, you get a con, you get people, it's their first time and they might not know how to interact with you. So there's other ones, not just the body shaming, we've all experienced, especially internet bullying and names. We've all gotten that. There's no level of success that immune to. If anything, the more successful you are, the more you're prone to bullying and being targeted. You know. And another thing, like just to quickly touch, is the whole cosplay is not consent. You know, like because everybody knows you get more confident, you start wearing more revealing things. It's not an excuse for anyone to try to touch you in a way that you don't want. There should always be some kind of consent, and people should always ask you. And you should set your boundaries. Don't let people touch you, say things to you. You know what I mean? Stand up for yourself.
Plus, you gotta think about like these people who are bullying you or being mean or in this community, all we have is each other. There's plenty of people who don't cosplay, who are on the outside, and they don't really understand it. They think it's some sort of fetish thing or something weird. You know, they don't get it. So within this community, all we really have is each other. And unfortunately, you know, there are mostly randoms, as you guys said. But it's easy. You have to stop and think to yourself. You can debate all day. Where are these people coming from? Like, what place of hurt do they come from that they have to use other people? You know, maybe they're just human garbage and they just like trolling other people. It happens. It's a way of life. I mean, but it's not just in cosplay. You can apply this to real life.
And actually, in the fitness community, that's what really brought me towards cosplay. Like, it's really hostile. Like, when I started, I felt like crap because everybody in the gym was so far along their own journeys. And I'll never remember, I was doing like some curls wrong. And a guy came up to me and was like, drop the weights, that's too much for you, you're too weak. And like that kept like resonating, you're too weak, you're too weak, you're too weak. And but then I just thought, this guy has absolutely no influence in my own transformation, or my own journey. So you gotta look at it like that, so like, do they really influence what you do? Like, they might internet cyberbully, they might in the gym say a comment, but it's completely irrelevant. And I think that's a big excuse for a lot of people to even start, is that when they go to the gym, they see all these people and it's kind of intimidating. And I felt the same way, but it's just one of those things that you have to push yourself harder. You have to visualize that goal, like every day, like, oh, I want to make it, I want to live this so, I want to get ripped, I want to be really healthy, or whatever it is. Your main goal should be, I want to get fit, I want to be healthy, and I want to be able to maintain it, be consistent with it. And don't think of it like, oh, it's going to be a 30-day thing. It's going to be like, oh, Monday I'm going to start, or next Monday I'm going to start, or, oh, my buddy is going to be free next week, he's going to start summer vacation. You should start like tomorrow, actually, if you want to start. And there's a lot of
Start right
now. Like,
drop and do push-ups right now. I'm kidding.
But at the end, I'm actually going to kind of link what I'm working on, which is called Motivating Fitness, which is kind of like plans I have set up. And as a matter of fact, COSFIT.com. We're not related to them. It's a San Diego-based website. They have pretty good workout routines, so you can start off from there. But again, in the long run, you want to do something consistent. You want to track maybe the weights you're doing, the number of repetitions. You never want to do the same thing. And like these 1 week workouts, 2 week workouts, they're gonna die off. Once you repeat the same thing, your body's gonna recognize it, and it's not going to change accordingly. You're not gonna adapt. You're not gonna be able to go up weights and strength, and it's gonna be kind of a waste of time too. So definitely invest in your body with pretty much anything. Your body system, weed or exercise.
I think, because I don't know what's everyone's intention, like trying to learn from this panel, but there is kind of like an unspoken rule in cosplay. The closer you are to the actual character, you get like imaginary cosplay points in your bed. Character, and I know there's certain characters. What we need to talk about, these are illustrations, they're fantasy, so you can't really compare your body to Chung Lee, who has thighs that just, well, some people can.
Okay, legitimately there are
Some people can. You know, but like I said,
you're not gonna look like the Hulk.
yeah,
Okay,
because
you're not gonna.
you understand,
I mean,
because
yeah.
people have different genetics, they have different work ethics. When you're talking about a girl who has thighs like that, this is someone who's dedicating X amount of time in the gym every day, and that's probably her job. She's probably a weightlifter. That's probably what she does. She doesn't do anything else.
I was gonna say, legitimately, if you want to work out to look like one of these characters, more power to you. If that's what motivates you, more power to you. You shouldn't be torn down for that. But if you want to work out and get healthy and stuff like that, you know, again, whatever gets you going to the gym. I mean, and there's always the stigma like, oh, I don't have time. You make time. Alright, you make time to brush your teeth or they go fall out. Alright, just saying.
Actually, how many of you? How many of you have used this excuse? Oh, it's just gotten too late. Raise your hand. It just got too late and you were doing something and you just do not want to go to the gym. Oh my god. That's every single day.
I don't want to cook or order.
How many of you have, oh, I didn't eat anything, or I gotta do like homework or some really, really important thing. You don't go to the gym.
We've all done it.
So that goes, okay, you're sleepy, you're lazy, you're playing Fallout at night. So you also have to manage your time good. If you don't manage your time good, you have to prepare yourself for success. If you don't prepare yourself for it, you're not going to get any transformation or any progress, good progress done. You have to be 2 weeks in, get some good progress in, but you don't have to for the rest of your life, you know what I mean? So definitely plan your time.
Yeah, ridiculous Photoshop. Look at Obama. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Yeah, Obama. Okay, go ahead. If you want to say.
Alright, sure. So where I kind of came in cosplay was because in my own community, the fitness community, I saw a lot of photoshopping was going on. I'm like, what the hell? Like the same guy that sold me this workout plan, like this dude's photoshopping. They caught him red-handed. The actual photographer put the original pictures next to his pictures. So the transformation that you see in the middle, don't worry, I'm not gonna show his face, but most of you, if you're on Instagram, you've probably seen this figure, this guy. And he was called Photoshop. I was actually going to pay a $300 freaking online coach, which you never pay that much for online coaching. If you're gonna find a personal trainer, find one in real life. Or some, and always do your research. Don't go to anybody. Make sure they have their certifications.
Yeah,
exactly. They're gonna follow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Be your trainer.
Yeah. Somebody that's gonna care, or at least has been where you've been. Like for me, I used to weigh like 100 pounds. I gained around 20 pounds, was slowly and steadily. It's not like, oh, like what do you do, roids? And like I'm huge out of nowhere.
I gotta share this quick story. So my trainer, I gotta share this really quick. This is a great story. Cause so like, I was itching for some yum yums, and I was like walking into the ice cream place, and I was literally like stepping foot, and I hear, Elizabeth! And I'm like, and I turn and look at my trainer, and she's looking at me, she goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you doing? I was gonna get a scoop of the low fat sorbet, and she goes, one scoop. She was like, okay, you gonna be at gym tomorrow? Yeah. I'll be there. If you don't show up, I'm gonna.
James has actually witnessed me do this, because who here hates cardio? Raise your hand if you hate cardio.
Come on, I hate cardio too.
I love cardio.
It's good for you, but some days are just really tough.
Like me, I usually go early in the morning. If I don't go in the morning, I'm not going. I'm just not going later. And I started doing this thing where I started eating on the elliptical. And Trey would just look at me. And I'm just like, yo, I need to get this post-workout. Yeah, he's like, I'm like, that is actually so smart.
I'm trying to Snapchat while I'm on the elliptical.
I mean, the thing is, I also recommend doing cardio. Well, you can do it before or after, but I really recommend doing it after. Because you want to have all your energy for the workout. And especially since we're training together, I wanted to come in, exhaust most of our energy. Well, it's kind of like called HIIT cardio, where you're doing cardio with weights. So let's say we're doing like a set of push-ups with, just on the floor, flat on the floor. Then we do like running in place as a rest or something like that, for example.
No, that's what's funny. When I consider rest, I'll stop and I'm like, oh my god, let's just do abs.
Yeah, she sits down and
Let's just do abs. I can't take it.
Photoshop thing before we go to the next subject, which will be really quick. I worked with photographers, and they sent me back a photo. I'm like, let me see the raw, and I'll put them side by side. I'm like, hey, I lost 30 pounds. Oh, like, Megan, can you undo what you did? And they're like, what? You know, I don't like to lie on my photos. I don't. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I'm hiding something, and I don't want to set an unrealistic beauty expectation. But legitimately, if I have, mothers in, that's a different story. And I mean, I know you all have pimples. I know you do. If you don't, you're an alien. So. And that's okay. Like minor Photoshop stuff like that. You know, legitimately, if I have 8 chins in the photo, it's probably on purpose. So yes, we got cosplay perks. Yeah. So I'll just say really quick. Number 1 rule for cosplay: have fun with it. Yeah, have fun. The perks. Fun.
The biggest thing I learned about cosplay, it's not about wearing a costume, it's about the friends you make and the community you get to be a part of. Because before cosplay, I literally felt like an alien, that I was this complete dork who had to pretend to be cool, to just adapt to my surroundings. And it was because through cosplay, I became more myself, and I started taking care of myself because I started to love myself more. Because I wasn't trying to be something else. And that was the biggest takeaway.
I mean, for me, for sure, well, by the way, this is my first con.
His first con.
My first con, my first panel.
He hasn't started to regret it yet.
Yeah, I have no idea yet. So, for me, like, I just got really excited. Alright, why do I cosplay? So why did I decide to start today? Because, alright, let's take it back, like real back, like when I was 10 years old. So I remember when I was 10 years old, I was Sub-Zero for Halloween, which is complete badass. And like, I'm going around school, like trying to kick my friends, yelling at my teachers, being a rebel that day. Felt good, man. So I was always covered up. You know, I had my mouth covered, and I always wanted to cover it up. But my teacher was like, take it off. I did not want to take it off. And like I realized, like being in costume, like I just need more of myself. You know, a little bit more confident. You know, I didn't really have to worry about what other people were thinking because I was just happy. And you know, always do what makes you happy. And I also found that later on in life with fitness. Form of exercise.
So I have a question. Actually, I'm gonna ask. I hear that CrossFit is effective because you're working different muscle groups every day, and it's quick and rapid.
Yeah, that's why it's effective. But like at what cost? You know, are you really focusing on your body? Are you bodybuilding? I've heard of gyms. I've never been to a CrossFit gym, nor do I want to. But it's a lot of. It takes a toll on your ligaments and your joints. And you're tossing weight that fast for a given time. You're just trying to go up on weight. That's your one goal. Instead of doing for repetitions, doing a nice steady weight, keeping the form tight, you know what I mean? So it's just a different type of training that I don't really cater to or try to teach anybody. I'm nothing against it, don't come over here and yell at me. It's just a different type of training, not something I really looked into or I would want to, but it's not because it's bad, it's just not my thing.
I hear you say, how do you know someone does CrossFit?
Yeah,
They'll tell you.
They'll wear a shirt saying I'm...
How many CrossFit people you got in here? I'm not.
Yeah. But a big problem with eating as well is metabolic damage. So yeah, you can have a cheat day. I like having my cheat days. I like having my Mountain Dew, but like once or twice a week. I don't like doing it every single day. I don't feel as good because I'm so used to eating really clean. And I hope everybody gets to a point like that, but it takes time. It took me like 2 years to really adapt to it. I used to eat a box of chocolate chips Ahoy cookies, chewing, and play RuneScape all day. So yeah, RuneScape.
So how long does it take to see results usually? If you're regularly working out, what's a good way for people to start?
That's why I asked in the beginning, like how consistent were you guys? By meeting, like if you go like if you work out at least 5 times a day, you do like legs, bis and tris. Let's say chest and back, and then legs, and then ab day or something like that. You should see progress soon.
You want to know, like when I started training with him, like my biggest thing was that I had back fat and my waist had gotten really thick. I would say within a week and a half, it was like instant, like my gut was gone. And I think what it was that I was bloated. I think a lot of the sodium you're eating, a lot of that, you retain water. So I think immediately once you exercise and start changing your diet, you start to immediately lose water weight. And that's the first thing you see.
Yes.
I think actually I like your Star Wars. There's actually a guy I follow. I don't know if you follow him or not. He goes by Scooby. He's a home trainer. I love Scooby. Okay, this guy's great. He's bodybuilding at home. So if you're on a budget and a dime, like check him out. His stuff's good. He says you just need a set of dumbbells and you work out at home. But he has a thing about like weighing yourself. All right, your weight can actually fluctuate like 15 pounds or more in a day. So if you get up first thing in the morning after pee, generally you're way less. Okay, that's generally when you want to weigh yourself like every day. Well, that's what I've been told. So, but you should try this exercise like throughout the day. Weigh yourself at different times and see how much you fluctuate. And for women, there's certain weeks that you're like, oh, I'm magically 20 pounds here. So you just
I avoid the scale. It's the devil. It never liked me. I just, in my head, I'm 150 every day. I just don't look at the scale.
I'm really like 2 pounds in my head every day.
And I don't want you guys to go crazy over the numbers. Like the weight, body fat,
that's the
this
thing
and that.
too. I was told not to weigh myself until 2 weeks. Okay, every 2 weeks I weighed myself when I started my workout routine. And it was literally like I threw my scale outside and set it on fire. I went Office Space on it, okay? Like the fax machine. Because, your weight's like the stock market. It's like, ooh, but hopefully it's not dropping like the EU. Sorry, I had to make that joke. JK. But yeah, so I know I'll pull up. I just want to cover nutrition. Yeah, that link if it. So, people ask, well, how do you do this? Okay, we don't have internet, so I'll go over it really quickly. I have my Fitbit on right now, and I also have, I use MyFitnessPal. Like, I try to log
Best app I ever used.
I think so. Who else? Anybody else use MyFitnessPal? Oh, yeah. You can like message me and be like, stop eating potato, and I'll mark down that you ate potato. But yes, that was honestly just what keeping the diary, being conscious of what you're eating and how much is great. And then like I went to a nutritionist. Now I'm not saying this is a plan for you, but my nutritionist, I wanted to lose weight as fast as I could, so we did 1,200 calories a day. According to my nutritionist, a woman can eat 1,200 calories a day and her body won't go into starvation, and a man is 1,600. This is what my nutritionist told me. So we worked out a meal plan. Now, legitimately, I could eat 1,200 calories of Twinkies every day, but that's not what you want to do. I was a very strict, like, cooking and, like, very nutritious and taking vitamins, supplements, and all this other stuff in the meantime. So, but I say 1,200, but that was a net. So if I burned 800 calories at the gym, you bet on me those 800 calories as soon as I walk in the door. I get home and I'm like, oh, so great. I wish I could pull it up, but I had a photo in the article, but it was literally like my entire meal for the day. Like it was, and I had a picture of all the food, so I was eating good. I'm bad, so.
And it also depends on whether you want to be in a caloric surplus or deficit. If you're eating more calories than you need or less calories than you need to maintain your body weight, depending on what you want to do, you want to gain weight, you want to lose weight. So again, do your research, guys. Don't go off by like one recommendation or like what I'm saying. Even though I've been doing this for a long time, research it. Research everything I've been saying and see if it applies towards you.
Is there any questions? Anyone? Any questions? Yes?
Well, it depends on the gym. Like, I live in Key West. It's not cheap. So, but fortunately, like, and also, actually, you can look with your healthcare. If you have a healthcare plan, some of them actually give you discounts on your health insurance and other things like that. You can do things that they can direct you in the right direction. I get $300 back a year with my job for going to the gym. What was that mango? I get to the gym. So, yeah, your health insurance sometimes wants it. Hey, now you're being sick here, money. So check that out.
You can also check your local gym. A lot of times they'll have programs where you can pay like amount of sessions. And some like me, I keep on going because it's become my thing. You know, it's like my kind of my outside activities, outside of cosplay, because I like to lift and it's become my lifestyle. But if you're someone who just wants help, per se, and you just want to get like 3 sessions, so you have someone to guide you, show you what exercises to do, and maybe like every month, maybe get 1 session so you can catch up with them, you can do that. But I also recommend on YouTube, who here has heard of Fitness Blender? Fitness Blender? Anyone is here? Fitness Blender? It's a wife and husband team, and they put up a bunch of free workouts on YouTube. And what's great is they also have like workout plans. Like you can pay them $6, and they'll take those videos and put it in a sequence that's like depending on what kind of results you want, will give you maximum results.
Yeah.
And I definitely recommend them. They're called Fitness Blender.
And I'm a fan of Scooby's. If you think Scooby-Doo, Scooby, he does like at home like weightlifting. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Scooby's been on YouTube for like 10 years.
Scooby is the bomb.
He's really good.
I mean, like, I still watch his stuff. He makes these like protein bars and they look like it's so funny, guys. It's great. They look awful. They look like that, but. Well, yeah, I mean,
definitely. If you're tossing weight, like you're doing snatches like this, that's your
form's
ultimate.
not like I'm uneducated in proper form. You know what I mean? I need when I started my weight loss journey, I met with a trainer like 3 times, like what Isabel said, and we worked out a plan. And I came in, and I did it, and then I joined the gym and I do classes. So I do some days I do different ones, but once a month it's good to have that instructor. But if you want to do CrossFit, I don't think. Yeah, I honestly like you probably should be like super already in good shape and know your form. You gotta be.
Yes.
You gotta know because like I'd be like I gotta go my spine, you know, instantly. So.
Yeah, because I've actually gone to a CrossFit gym, and they actually, wait a second, and what they do is they put you through like a test to even know, to see if you're even fit enough to do the class. And if you're not, they'll put you in boot camp. And until they feel you're fit enough to go into CrossFit, they'll put you into CrossFit.
Wow.
I just like when I hear boot camp, I get triggered because it's like the DOMs. We have Sean Lee has a question. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
It's not really a question. It's more like an addition to like the weight thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't really like kind of like remember that like weight goals and really differentiate for people of like different heights. Because like 114 might be like really thin for someone like taller than me, like 114 or 120 for someone like me or shorter.
BMI
Actually,
triggered.
I'm glad you mentioned that. There's something called BMI, which is body mass index, which accounts for your height, your body fat percentage, and what levels should be healthy. And normally it should be around 24 to 26, I believe. And a personal trainer could do that, evaluate that number for you, or you could go online, and it's honestly not that difficult. But real quick before taking another question, you guys, my goal for today is if you haven't started the gym, or if you're still in the gym, or you're just starting your fitness journey, start tomorrow. Don't tell yourself Monday again. Don't say.
Just do it!
Yes, because July 4th is 3 days, so you're not gonna start Monday. Start tomorrow and look for information. There's online coaching is really good. As a matter of fact, I offer it on my site but there's a lot of online coaching out there. Just do your research on the person and the type of programs and the results they've achieved, the transformations they've achieved. But by far the best way to start off to avoid injuries is with a personal trainer. I recommend it. Yes, go ahead. Pre and post. It depends on your goal. If you're trying, you could do fasted cardio if you're trying to lose weight. Just basic. If you're trying to get really lean.
I went to a nutritionist. That's what I did, and like I have it here on my phone.
But remember, nutritionists, they don't account for the type of exercises or the length of your exercise. So you gotta tell them that.
They're with them, yeah.
Or the
my
personal trainer.
nutritionist was with the gym, so like it was like a.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, which is beneficial. So I will tell you.
Any other questions?
Oh God, I'm looking at my weight scales. Here we go, nutrition. I have 50% carbs, 30% fat, 20% protein. That's my daily set. So everybody has their own.
Yeah,
But that's mine.
for me, I think I'm pretty happy how I am. I'm I'm just getting toner. That's what I'm going for, not necessarily leaner per se. And what I do is because I work out really early in the morning, like I'll have just a pure carb, like something that's just pure, very fast to digest, and that's what we did orange juice. Because that's big. And just drinking oranges, it hits because I know a lot of people say no sugar, but I'm literally doing it right before my workout because I want that hit. Especially in the morning.
How do you guys feel about pre-workout?
Yeah, we try to keep away from that caffeine.
Yeah. Pre-workout's like, I did it once, I was like, never again.
Never got never. That's why orange juice is the natural pre-workout without the caffeine. And then afterwards, or if I'm still doing cardio, because sometimes I go a little long on the workout. James, a little long. Yeah, like where it ends up being an hour and 30 minutes. Literally, because you have to listen to your body. If I feel weak, I'll start eating my protein. Like, best post-workout is protein. To eat protein immediately, so you don't lose your gains.
I say from working out, like I try to drink a bottle of water while I'm working out, and when I get done, I try to drink another bottle of water, if not more, and I have protein immediately.
And if you're gonna drink a protein, try to drink it either on the way home or at home. Well, I go to school, so I live like an hour away from my house, so I have to bring a protein shake and I drink it on my way home. That's when your body wants to absorb all those nutrients and start recovering well. I wouldn't recommend it, and some people get some indigestion, and I don't like feeling bloated while I'm working out. I eat something like a bars.
Yeah, I don't like burping chocolate whey protein.
And in terms of supplements, I mean, you don't have to buy like one of those stacks that they sell. Just buy yourself a basic protein. It'll get to a point like you're eating so good throughout the day, like you need to drink the protein shake.
I use the gold standard.
That's my favorite one.
That's what I use. I love that double chocolate.
Yes, double chocolate's the best flavor.
That's my jam.
And real quick before ending, so to give you kind of a place to start for everybody here today, I can kind of give you a free evaluation if you're in the area or online. I'll ask you a couple things, maybe if you don't mind, with your permission, some clips of some basic exercises like the air squat, which I can't do it on this thing. I'll break my wrist in half.
I was gonna say, I do have business cards up here, and if anybody wants to get in contact me to get in contact with James, I've got some paper and pad. So if any of you guys are interested and you want to get your name,
even if you're a really experienced lifter or if you're new to the game, I mean, I've trained them all athletic types.
potatoes like me. Potatoes.
Potato.
Any other questions, everybody?
If you guys want, you can talk to me real quick before we head out, or I'm gonna have these notepads here. You can write.
We got 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's before and after you're training with Lisa. So someone's learning. And I never really credit myself as much as I credit her because she's the one that's coming in. And I'm just kind of guiding. It's not as a personal trainer like, well, do this, do that. Like, all right, Lisa, let's work out. Let's do some bicep curls. And I'm spotting her. And I'm telling you what she's doing wrong, what she's doing right.
Let me tell you, literally the people in the gym have become my friends. It's like my other family. Cosplay is one family, but the gym, because I see the same people every day. And really go working out, because this has been a very hard year for me. So to get fit, my father passed away this year.
Hi, Mo.
My grandmother was hospitalized. A lot of personal
They're about to
things,
end.
and I was able to pretty much triumph. It was like where I found peace. And I absolutely love this journey. And like I said, it's one small step at a time. I didn't go in loving it. I didn't want to be there. I just told myself I would go regardless because I cared more about me. And that's all you gotta do.
And if your excuse is valid, like hypothyroidism, which Issa has, or I had a person with lupus. I swear to you, every 15 to 25 seconds, she would fall down. She looks like she's doing the exercise perfect. She just kind of collapsed with like rest on her knees, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then she told me, oh, I have lupus, which is a degenerative muscle disease. So there's always ways around it. If you have arthritis, you have an injury. There's always something we as personal trainers can figure out. You know, but he also, has he been training people for years? Does he train even female clients? Does he train anybody? Which is what I do. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I always learn from somebody, and I definitely recommend you guys take a screenshot or put the email down, and I can help you in any way that you need for your transformation. If you're well on your way, shred, rip, whatever it is. Need, bone, I can explain to you all of that. I give you kind of a free evaluation, and kind of where I start is posture. First, I have to see your posture. If it's bad, we have to correct it. After that is form. Make sure that you're doing the exercises right. After that is just, we're doing the weights, the reps, the exercise. You want to keep your body always guessing what it's going to do so it can grow from there. And yeah, I'll be able to once my email, my Instagram. Yeah, we got it.
Okay, so go ahead and say your name again.
And my name is James. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. Whatever questions, I'll be up here.
I'm Haute Cosplay. Thank you, guys. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here.
And I, unfortunately, I'm leaving Lizard Cosplay. Thank you guys so much for joining. We do have cards up here. Yeah, you know, you owe it to yourself, and we all know the best exercise. It's all up to you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.